Good day, ma'am. Good day, everyone. It is my pleasure to present our research analysis activity titled The Use of Interactive Videos in Improving Active Participation in the Classroom of Northern Bukidnon State College Teaching Interns. This research activity were conducted by Ginlayon, Hawinay, Patricio, and Senilio, year 2023. Together with me, my members will be the one to discuss each phase of the design thinking research using the design thinking framework.
So good afternoon, ma'am. I am Bernadine Ponce and I will be the one to discuss the empathize stage. So during class visitation, it was observed that children were mostly engaged in repetitive tasks like coloring and writing, limiting their learning experiences. This lack of variety may have hindered their overall skill development. Parents also expressed concerns about their children's slow progress in basic skills like numbers and alphabets, highlighting a gap between expectation and actual classroom practices. The shift to flexible learning during the pandemic further changed how children engage with education, with many now showing a strong interest in technology. While these present challenges, it also offers opportunities for integrating digital tools into learning. The high-scope curriculum model, which promotes active hands-on participation, was suggested as a way to encourage exploration and skill development. However, obstacles such as lack of motivation, limited resources, and communication barriers still affect student engagement. Research suggests that classroom participation, such as asking questions and engaging in discussions, is crucial for deeper learning and critical thinking. Addresses these issues through better teaching strategies and learning methods could enhance children's educational experiences. So, question, who are the target user of the participant of the study? So the target user in this study are the student teachers enrolled in Bachelor of Early Childhood Education and Bachelor of Elementary Education or BEd at Northern Bukidnon State College. These student teachers are conducting their teaching internship and were observed to gain insight into classroom engagements, student participation, and challenges from student performance from kindergarten to grade 3. Additionally, the study indirectly focuses to kindergarten to grade 3 students as their classroom experience, engagement levels, and learning challenges are the core issues being investigated. Parents' perspective were also considered, particularly regarding their concerns about children's progress in foundational skills like numbers and alphabet. So the second question is, what methods did the researchers use to gather insights about these users? So the researchers used multiple methods to collect data and understanding the experiences of student teachers and their students. So first is classroom observation. So researchers observe how students engage in learning activities, noting the limited variety of tasks and low participation levels. So the second one is the two-way discussion. The researchers conducted face-to-face and online discussion through calls and chats with student teachers. This discussion helped identify key challenges they encountered in classroom. So the third one is focus group discussion. Student teachers participated in group discussions to share their experience and insight about student engagement, classroom resources, and teaching methods. So the fourth one is pre-survey using a frequently Likert scale. A 30-item survey was conducted among 25 pre-survey teachers. They rated various aspects of student participation, motivation, material availability, and communication barriers using a Likert scale such as always, sometimes, and never. And the last one is the data analysis. So the survey responses were analyzed to identify major trends and concerns in student engagement, participation, and available learning resources. So the third question, what are the key findings regarding users' need in experiences highlighted in the paper? So the study revealed several critical issues related to classroom participation and student engagement. And here are the key findings. So the first one is low student engagement in classroom activities. The overall mean of 2.66 indicated that students were not actively participating in class discussion or activities. This lack of engagement was a significant problem that needed attention. So the second key findings is the loss of communication skills. The highest mean score of 3.36 was in the category of loss of communication, suggesting that students struggle with group conversation. This issue impacted social interaction, teamwork, and overall learning experiences. So the third is the limited learning materials. So the lowest mean of 2.0 was found in the limited materials category. This indicated that student teachers lack access to sufficient teaching resources, making it difficult to create engaging and effective lessons. So the fourth one is the student showed more interest in technology. So observation suggested that children were naturally drawn to technology and could use gadgets without adult guidance. This indicated an opportunity to incorporate digital tools like learning. So the fifth is parental concerns about student progress. So some parents felt that their children were not making enough progress in foundational skills such as numbers and alphabet. This highlighted a gap between parental expectation and actual classroom learning outcomes. So the last key findings is need for more active learning approaches. So the study reference in high scope curriculum model, which promotes active participation and hands-on learning. Findings suggested that integrating this approach could enhance engagement and learning outcomes. So to sum it up, the study identified serious gaps in student participation, communication, and resource availability, affecting the overall learning experience in kindergarten to grade 3 classrooms. It also emphasized the importance of adapting teaching methods, incorporating technology, and using active learning strategies to address these challenges.
So good morning, ma'am. I am Mary Grace Asanas and my part is defined. So classroom participation is a crucial factor in fostering student engagement, motivation, and overall academic success. However, many students struggle to actively participate due to various barriers, including fear of making mistakes, lack of learning resources, and communication gaps. This research aims to explore these challenges and identify effective strategies to encourage active student involvement. By examining factors such as motivation, instructional materials, and teacher-student communication, the study seeks to provide insights into improving classroom engagement. Additionally, the integration of technology and active learning approaches is considered as a potential solution to enhance student participation and create a more inclusive and dynamic learning environment. So the first question is, what problem is the research aiming to solve? So the research seeks to solve the lack of active student participation in classroom, which negatively affects learning engagement, motivation, and academic success. And the second question is, how do the authors frame this problem? So the problem is framed around 3 key challenges: lack of motivation, limited materials, and poor communication. These factors create barriers to active participation and hinder students' learning experiences. Teachers' instructional strategies, class management, promoting collaborative learning, implementing varied assessment method, and questioning techniques also impact engagement. So the third question is, what insights from the empathize phase support the definition of the problem? So first, we have fear of participation by Orr 2023. So fear of participation, students hesitate to speak up due to fear of embarrassment and making mistakes. And second is lack of resources. Limited classroom materials, reduced engagement, creativity, and effective concept reinforcement. And the third one is communication barriers. Poor teacher-student communication weakens relationships, discourages participation, and contribute to social isolation. And the fourth one is Technology as a Solution by Kai 2012, Hassen and Sigas 2013. Technology as a Solution, interactive videos, blended learning, and multimedia resources can boost motivation, engagement, and understanding. And the last one is Active Learning Strategy. So, encouraging collaboration, creativity, and adaptable teaching methods can foster a more engaging and inclusive learning environment. So, encouraging student participation is essential for effective learning. Yet, challenges such as fear, limited resources, and communication barriers hinder engagement. Addressing these issues through improved instructional strategies, better classroom materials, and the integration of technology can enhance motivation and collaboration. By fostering an inclusive and interactive learning environment, educators can help students become more confident, engaged, and active participants in their education.
I am Irish Nicole Sasses, and I will discuss the ideate part of the research study entitled The Use of Interactive Videos in Improving Active Participation in the Classroom of Northern Bukidnon State College Teaching Interns. So the research proposes three distinct approaches to improve student engagement and participation in the classroom. First is interactive teaching strategies. So interactive teaching strategies involves using methods like group discussions, peer teaching, and problem-solving activities. These strategies aims to boost student engagement by promoting collaboration, critical thinking, and communication. Second is varied traditional learning resources. While traditional learning resources such as textbooks and lectures are still vital, the research suggests blending this with modern techniques to make learning more engaging and to cater to diverse learning preferences. And lastly, technology integration, or a collection or compilation of interactive learning videos. The study advocates for the integration of interactive videos, which allows students to actively engage with content. This method offers flexibility, enables personalized learning, and provides an avenue for immersive experiences using multimedia, making it especially effective for today's digitally immersed students. Second question is, are there any innovative ideas or concepts that stand out? Yes, the concept of interactive learning videos stands out as particularly innovative. These videos allow students to make decisions that influence the learning path, creating a personalized experience. This feature, coupled with the ability to choose the depth of the content they want to engage with, helps cater to individual learning preferences. And lastly, how do the proposed solutions address the needs identified in the empathize phase? So the solution aimed to address this issue by, first, enhancing interactivity. Interactive teaching strategies and technology integration, particularly interactive videos, provide opportunities for students to actively participate in the learning process, fostering engagement and interest. Second, personalizing learning. Interactive videos and online platforms allow for personalized learning experiences, catering to the diverse learning styles and preferences of students. And lastly, providing access to diverse learning resources. The research recognizes the importance of traditional learning resources while advocating for their thoughtful integration with modern instructional approaches, ensuring that students have access to a variety of learning materials.
Okay, so good morning everyone. Good morning, ma'am. I am Baby Ancia Moncho and I will be the one to present the prototype. So, the research team developed the compendium of interactive learning videos. So, this is their prototype. Okay, so this prototype essentially and carefully curated collection of interactive videos designed to boost students' engagement and active participation. Developed by fourth-year student teachers from the Bachelor of Elementary Education and Bachelor of Early Childhood Education (BCED) programs. The compendium was intended to serve as an accessible, user-friendly resource that could be seamlessly integrated into classroom discussions and home-based learning settings. Okay, so how these prototypes tested to validated. The testing process involved a real-world implementation where the interactive videos were sent via Facebook Messenger to the student teachers. To validate the effectiveness of this prototype, the researchers administered a post-survey through Google Forms. The survey included a checklist of questions aimed at assessing key factors such as engagement levels, content comprehension and motivation, and overall satisfaction with the interactive videos. This systematic approach helped ensure that feedback was both thorough and reflective of the prototype's performance in an authentic educational context. So, the third question is, what feedback or result emerged from the prototype testing? The feedback from the testing phase was overwhelmingly positive. Post-survey results show that most students teachers were very satisfied with the interactive videos, noting that videos significantly improved children's engagement and understanding of the material. Respondents reported enhancement, motivation, and a greater sense of active participation in a classroom discussions. The prototype effectively met its goal of translating research ideas into a tangible, impactful tool for education.
And to conclude our presentation, I'm going to end it with reflection. So there are 3 prepared questions. So the first question is, what insights did you gain from using the design thinking framework? So upon working with my group mates, analyzing our chosen research paper and utilizing the design thinking framework, I realized that it focuses on user-centered and creative approach to problem solving. Instead of jumping straight to a solution, we focus on understanding the needs and challenges of our target audience. We deliberately discuss the possible solution and pick which solution would be best, which led to more meaningful research outcomes. The continuous nature of framework also encouraged continuous improvement, allowing us to refine our ideas based on feedback and new insights. And the second question, how does the framework enhance your understanding of the research? The design thinking framework deepened our understanding of research by emphasizing empathy, collaboration, and adaptability. By going through the stages of empathizing, defining the problem, ideating, prototyping, and even testing, I saw how research is not just about gathering data but also about finding innovative ways to address real-world issues. This framework helped us to break down difficult problems into manageable steps, making the research process more structured and engaging. And for the last, in what ways could this approach be applied to future research projects? This approach can be applied to future research projects in several ways. First, the emphasis on empathy ensures that research remains relevant to the people it aims to serve. Second, the continuous nature of the framework encourages flexibility, allowing researchers to adapt their methodologies based on findings. Lastly, in incorporating brainstorming and prototyping, stages can lead to more innovative and practical solutions, making research more impactful and actionable. And that's for our presentation, and thank you, ma'am.